Welcome into the In the Money podcast for Friday, October 20th. Tom Leach, along with Jim Goodman, Keeneland's Director of Mutuals and Simulcasting, as we take a look at the late pick four, headlined by the Grade 3 Pin Oak Valley View for 3-year-old fillies on the turf at a mile and a 16th. Seems like this attracts a full field every year and is a really tough handicapping challenge, and you get some good prices. Where did you land in the Valley View?
Yeah, it's a puzzle every year because you've got these 3-year-old fillies that aren't quite good enough to run in the top races. So this is a Grade 3, and you've got spotty form all over the place. I landed on 2 horses. I think the best horse of the ones that have been beating each other up, which is Journey Home, Lovely Bernadette, Youngest Daughter, Fault, and Sully's Dream. Those horses have raced against each other a lot. Seems like Fault is in the best form right now. The last 2 races, she won the Pucker Up at Arlington on the turf at a mile and an eighth, and came back and almost won the Sands Point behind Uni and La Cornell. And La Cornell comes back and wins the QE2 last week. So only a length and a quarter behind La Cornell. And she chose this spot rather than tackle a Grade 1, so I think that she's well meant for Michelle Levels, and she has apparently moved a little bit ahead of those other horses, but she's not much ahead. So the other horse that I like in here that hasn't been racing against those is a horse that's getting better right now called Fizzy Friday, the 12. That's a stretch probably because she really hasn't won a stakes race. She's only won a race overseas in Ireland, but last time out in the risk averse at Saratoga at a mile, she almost beat Defiant Honor, who's back here. But I just think Fizzy Friday has more upside. They also scratched her out of an easier spot on Wednesday to go here. So I think Fizzy Friday has a shot at a price. You can use Sweeping Patty. You could use Chastise. Lovely Bernadette certainly fits. Defiant Honor certainly fits. I'm Betty G could get an easy lead here and go a long way from Maker. And Journey Home for Grand Motion. I think you can make a case for all those horses. Probably my top pick because of the current form is Fault, but I give Fizzy Friday a big shot, and I give Journey Home a shot for Grand Motion, only a neck behind Fault last time out. Wide open race, and pick 4, you got to go deep here, I think.
Yeah, it's what I'm going to do. I'd if the budget allowed, I'd probably go all, but I'm going to take Chastise. And the more I kept looking, I looked at 3 or 4 different horses, and then I came back to this one. Johnny Velasquez is staying with this horse, so he's coming in to ride. Big improvement off the layoff, and then has had a nice rest since that win in mid-August up at Saratoga. So I think there could be another move forward. And when Pletcher, when they get a big allowance win and he throws them into a stake, that's often a good read on his part. He understands striking while the iron's hot, and if he's got one going well. So I'm going to take Chastise, but it's not a strong opinion. Youngest Daughter intrigues me a little bit. I talked to Vicki Oliver, do some interviews that are on the Keeneland YouTube channel with trainers previewing these stakes races, and she said that she couldn't get John Court to ride last time, and she told Joe Bravo that this filly doesn't need to be on the lead, and she said he took that to mean that he took her way back, and he said it was a lot farther back than she needed to be, and she came running late. And so that last race may be better than it looks on paper, and if you look at the races that Court has ridden her, she's nearly 3 for 3 with him. So I think that one is an interesting one at a price. Fault, Sweeping Patty has run well at Keeneland. Journey Home for Grand Motion. I talked to him about his horse and the other one if it draws in. He's high on the horse that's 30-1 if that one is able to draw into the race. Defiant Honor, I think, is dangerous for Jimmy Toner. But I'm going to take Chastise and go really deep in the pick 4, which we'll get to now. The 7th race is where it starts, and it's a turf sprint. And I singled Fairpoint here, not because I'm sure he's a cinch, but just I'm going to go deeper in other races, so I had to take a stand somewhere. He does have a class edge. He ran really well here in the past. But then keep an eye on horses down in 3, 4, and 5. Jeremy Plonk at Keeneland.com on the handicapping page. He does the analysis of the historical trends through the Keeneland database, and one of the things he always points out is in these turf sprints, when they get full fields, the inside posts are not great, but for whatever reason, 3, 4, and 5 outperform the expectation, and a lot of times at good prices. And these are horses that'll all be decent prices, the 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to, within the race, use all of those with the 8. But I'm going to single the 8 Fairpoint. Then I'm going to go 6 deep in the next leg. I like Uncle Mojo a little bit, but also Blue Ridge Traveler, Snack Shack, if that one draws in, Battle Colors, Tarpon Bay Road, and Cedartown. Don't know if Snack Shack will draw in, so that might cut your ticket a little bit. I'm going to use 7 in the Valley View. Starting with Chastise, Youngest Daughter, Sweeping Patty, Journey Home, Defiant Honor, Lovely Bernadette, and Fault. And then in the last race, I'm gonna go 3 deep. If you want to trim the ticket, you could single the 8 Secret Speed, which is a pricey 2-year-old sale purchase for the Cassie barn and one of their main clients, the Oxleys. So I think that one's awfully dangerous. But I also want to have Karen's Cove, and I want to have the 12 Prior. Ron Moquette, first-time starter. Jose Ortiz is riding this horse, and this is another horse that brought a big price at a 2-year-old sale. So 8, 9, and 12 I'm going to take in the last leg. So I'm 1 by 6, by 7, by 3. How about you?
Well, I started to single Secret Speed in the last and go deep in the early 3. And I wound up doing exactly what you did. I went back and looked at the 7th race, and I felt that Fairpoint, horse in form, horse with a class edge, Sugar McGahee, Johnny Velasquez, was a lot better single than a first-time starter for Cassie and Lannery. So I'm going to single Fairpoint. On another ticket, I may single Secret Speed as a saver ticket and try to cover some more horses in the first leg. But Fairpoint is my pick in the first. I did look at a couple of interesting horses, Exaggerated for Delacour, coming out of Laurel, 5.5 furlong sprint, and then Melaleuca coming out of Indiana. Horse I've been watching for a while, and if she gets the lead, she can be really dangerous here. I don't know that she's got the class to compete with Fairpoint, but those are the other 2 that I'd use here in a bigger ticket. But I'm going to single Fairpoint. Second race, the allowance race, I'm going to use Tarpon Bay Road, the 1, Cedartown, the 2, Uncle Mojo, the 6, and I'm going to throw in Leading Cause, the 10 for Phil Simms. He seems like he always jumps up and gets a win at Keeneland. This one might be a sleeper here coming out of Ellis Park. So 1, 2, 6, 10. I'm also going to use 7 in the Valley View. I'm going to use the 1, Lovely Bernadette, the 2, Chastise, the 5, I'm Betty G, the 7, Fault, the 8, Youngest Daughter, the 9, Journey Home, and the 12, Fizzy Friday. So it's 7 horses there. And then as deep as you can afford in the last leg, Secret Speed I think is going to be the favorite. I hate to single a first-time starter, though, even though Cassie is going well right now. So I'm going to go 6 deep here. It's an $84 ticket, so for every one you cut off, it's like $14. So I'm going to go 1, 5, 6. That's Oh My Kitten, Navy Armed Guard for Joan Scott, Lindbergh's Kitten for Wesley Ward, and then I'm going to go 8, Secret Speed, 9, Karen's Cove, and the 11, Traveling Midas for Brian Lynch. Had some good works back there in the past couple weeks. So I'm going to go 8 with 1, 2, 6, 10, with 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 12, with 1, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11. So just like the pick 6 on Wednesday when we both singled the 3, we were alive after one leg, went down in flames on the second leg, but at least we got a start. So I'm going to do the 8 in the first leg, hoping that Fairpoint shows up.
Best of luck on your Friday wagers. Coming up on Saturday, we've got the Lexus Raven Run. We'll be back to preview that in our next edition of the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.